Wednesday, 11th of February 2026. And today is NFP. We've long announced this. NFP comes up today. Now, events fundamentally today, we have the bank holiday from Japan. So we expect to trade any JPY pairs with a lot of caution. Now, aside that, the big one is average hourly earning, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate, all coming up by 2:30 p.m. But we're going to go live by 2 p.m. We'll analyze the market. We'll tell you our projection, and we'll also drop the signal. As usual, I do encourage you to come in quite early. That's why, it was on one of this money analysis session that someone mentioned that, 15 minutes to the takeoff time, as into the uh, time the data is released, is too close for a lot of people, that we should extend to like 30 minutes. And that's why we listened to that and we moved the time to log in to 2 p.m. So by 2 p.m. this afternoon, the platform will be live. Please join as early as possible, settle down, and be a part of the analysis. Know the reason, why we are either buying or selling. Most people are just always focused on the signal. You need to know the reason for the signal. It's very important. It will help you in the long term. Education is very, very important. It's better why we're buying or why we're selling, why we're giving you this buy stop, or sell stop order. So join us as early as 2 p.m. We'll analyze the market, like I said, and maybe around 2:20 to 25 thereabouts, or earlier than that, we'll drop the signal. And please make sure when you're entering in the signal, you enter it correctly. It's very important. I've heard people make complaints, oh, this happened, that happened. Please take your time, to put the right signal as we have given. And we'll like then afterward we'll see what the market, the outcome of the event is, and how price will move. All right, for the benefit of those who are just joining us, I'm just trying to explain that today is NFP. It's a live trading event. We trade this live every month. Usually NFP comes out the first Friday of the month, but in the last couple of months, there has been one issue or the other in the United States, so it's not been coming out first Friday. First Friday was supposed to be last Friday, but then it was shifted to till today. So that's the US government for us. But then we're trading it live notwithstanding. And don't forget, Friday also is CPI. Normally, if you take NFP first Friday, the next week or upper week will be CPI. But this time around, both of them are coming up same week, just to the interval. So that means we say coming up again this Friday to trade CPI. But today is NFP live trading session. So join us. The links will be dropped in all the groups of PU Prime, whichever group you belong to. Click on the link and join us by 2 p.m. We're going live by 2 p.m. All right. Okay, so with that, I'll switch over to the charts, and we'll look at what the market is saying for this morning. Now, I will not be giving the analysis on the dollar this morning, and I will not be taking any personal, any analysis or any dollar-related instrument this morning, because today's NFP, all the dollar pairs will react to NFP. So no signal, no analysis on the dollar. We'll do all that in the afternoon for NFP. And the market actually seems to be very quiet this morning, but then I've been able to spot two setup that is AUD related, and that's all I'm just going to share with us in this morning analysis. And the first on the list is the Euro AUD. I'm actually sharing the Euro AUD and the GBP AUD, so they are both AUD related. Technically, that's what I'm saying forming in the market. Now, for the Euro AUD, we've been on this instrument for a while, hoping for a reversal. Possibly it may start today. Whenever NFP takes place, NFP just shakes the entire market. Sometimes some setup that's been slow in getting triggered may get triggered. NFP is the biggest of all, so let's hope that will happen today. All right, so this is Euro AUD on the weekly time frame. Price has been expected to go bullish for some time because we've seen the market in a massive uptrend move, and also we have a resistance turned support, making this point here a confluence. So technically, we're expecting a movement upward, from that region. That's on the weekly. And if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see there's a sharp rejection candle at the base here, indicating the possible movement to the upside. And we equally have a very perfect looking falling wedge pattern to support that. So technically we are bullish on the Euro AUD on the 4 hour time frame. We are only waiting for price, to break out to the upside to trigger a buy on the Euro AUD. And if that swing, because that swing anyway, if 4 hours is too big for you, you are a day trader, you may look towards maybe 1 hour or 15 minutes. Now, you may not catch as much move as someone that is doing swing, but notwithstanding, there is something, or there's always something for everyone. So I think I'm more comfortable with the 30 minutes time frame here. On the 30 minutes time frame, let me remove the line for the 4 hours so that it doesn't confuse us in any way. All right. So on the 30 minutes time frame, we see that we still have that bullish sentiment, on the Euro AUD is still very bullish. So if price breaks out, of this region here, which are RSI clearly above 50, don't always forget that that's my final confirmation. RSI must break out to the upside if it's a buy setup. So if RSI is able to break out, then we will surely see a move to the upside. Now, it's also possible we may see a breakout, a retest before a continuation. Anyhow it comes, just watch out for that breakout on the Euro AUD. So we're bullish on Euro AUD both on the 4 hour and the 30 minutes time frame. So you trade the one that is applicable to you, either as a day trader or a swing trader. And the second setup, like I said, is still AUD related, and that's the GBP AUD. So it's still the AUD affair all along. Now for this one, price currently is trading around a support zone on the on the weekly time frame. We have a valid support zone here. You can see support, support, and price is trading at that support. We don't have a trend line to back this up, but then support alone is good. So technically we're looking for a reversal. So this one we can flip down to 1 hour. If you want the 4 hour version too, depending on your trading style, it's possible. But then I think I'll be looking more at the 1 hour version of this. So this is on the 1 hour. You have a falling wedge pattern. All right. So we're going to be expecting the breakout. Like I said, it could also come a breakout, a retest, or even right within the pattern, we may see a retracement, a breakout, anyhow it comes. Once we have a clear-cut breakout with RSI clearly above 50, it should be time to trigger a buy on the GBP AUD. And I want to check out the potential peak movement we could get on this one. All right, so okay, we have Fibonacci 23.6 around there. So let's assume price breaks out above that region. We should be expecting close to 100. All right, so let's start from 38. From Fibonacci 38.2, we could get close to like 50, 55 pips. Fibonacci 50 could net about 100 pips, and Fibonacci 1.8 could give as much as 159 pips. All right, so between 50 to 150 pips is possible on this particular instrument. Let's do the same for the Euro AUD. For the Euro AUD, likewise. Okay, Fibonacci 3.6 could be a breakout point also. The Fibonacci 50 can give us, sorry, Fibonacci 38.2 can as well give us like 50 pips. Fibonacci 50 can give about 91 pips, and Fibonacci 1.8 can give as much as 130 pips. All right, so don't sleep on these two setup today. They are really very with good probability. So expect a trigger in the course of the day. Now, if the trigger comes too close to NFP, please don't bother. If it comes out in the next 1, 2, 3 hours, it's still okay. But once it's like an hour, 2 hour to NFP, just ignore. Wait till after the NFP because NFP can override any setup. All right. So if it happens before NFP, like 3, 4 hours before NFP, is still okay. But once like 2 hours, just ignore. And peradventure you have any live running trade, please put a stop loss in place. NFP can be volatile. We don't know the direction it's going to go yet. So just make sure you have your stop loss in place. Peradventure the news comes out and it favors your running trade, definitely it may push you to profit. And if it does not, it may pose some form of risk. And that's why it's good to practice risk management by making sure you have your stop loss in place so that if it doesn't go your way, you can just manage your risk with the stop loss. It's better that way than leaving your trade without the stop loss, and you never can tell how volatile NFA could be, and it may throw you into more negative trade. Okay, so that'll be all from my end this morning. I've just analyzed two setup reasons because we have a quiet market this morning, and it normally happens on NFP day. Market is often very quiet because it's the whole world that is waiting for this data from United States. All right, so like I said, for those who joined earlier, I'm not going to be analyzing anything dollar related this morning, including gold. I will not because it's still influenced by the US dollar. But if you have another instrument you want me to analyze for you, you can go ahead and post it and I'll analyze it immediately. So while we're waiting for that, for those who are just joining us fresh this morning, today is Wednesday, the 11th of February 2026, and today is NFP. Time is 2 p.m. The flyers will be dropped in your groups. Make sure you join us. And don't forget, our physical training session comes up Tuesdays and Thursdays by 11 a.m. both for the Abuja and Lagos office. And we have online training sessions every Monday and Wednesday. So despite the fact that there's going to be NFP today, there will still be an online training session by 4 p.m. Do make sure you join us also. All right. Austin is asking me to check Euro GBP. So let's go. All right. So this is Euro GBP. It's been in an overall uptrend, but then hit a resistance recently. This is the daily time frame. All right, so price hit a resistance, and we can see a descending trend line there. So technically, we're going to be looking for a reversal on Euro GBP. So that's what I can see on the daily time frame. So let's go to a lower time frame to see possibility of an entry. Let me even check the weekly. Okay, daily 4 hour. Now, on the 4 hour time frame, it's trying to form what looks like a head and shoulder, but it's not a perfect one. But notwithstanding, that's what I'm seeing. It doesn't have to look perfect. Even on the line chart, there's still that outlook. Let's go down to 1 hour. Okay, it's not a perfect looking head and shoulder, but I'll still take it as one, and this region as neckline. So we will be expecting the breakout, to the downside from below that neckline region. So we're bearish on the Euro GBP. So the person asking about Euro GBP, just watch out for a breakout below the neckline region to trigger a sell. Your RSI should be below 50 at the point of the breakout. So watch out for that in the course of today before NFP. Before NFP. And if it doesn't break out before NFP might be the trigger that might lead to the breakout. So either ways. But once it's getting close to NFP, even if it breaks out, just ignore it. Once it's like NFP will take place by 2:30 p.m. So if you see a breakout around 12 or 1 p.m., please ignore. Please ignore. After NFP, you may take it. Okay, so that's that on the Euro GBP. Mr. Sergio Bilano. Now, BTC USD, like I said, I don't want to touch anything dollar related, but let's still look at BTC. Now, there's been a massive dump on BTC in recent times, all the way from over $125,000, currently trading at $67,000 per BTC. That's a massive, very, very massive dump. Now, but notwithstanding, the overall trend is still bullish. So whatever is happening is just a retracement. We've seen price, still on a series of higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and we may still have that bounce back to the upside. Now, when it's going to happen is what I can't really say, but let's just be hopeful. Now, that's on the weekly. Let's even start from the monthly. Still the same thing on the monthly. So this is the weekly. We're not having any valid support. This is the recent support. It's far away from it, and the resistance is equally far away from it. So we can't use that as a reversal point. So let's go down to the daily. Okay, now what I'm seeing is possible on the daily. Price seems to be trying to form a kind of a double bottom pattern, which might trigger a move to the upside, but it depends on market structure and volatility. Price may touch this trend line first before we have that reversal, giving us that perfect, W shape. So it's possible. I'm not validating it, but it's possible that price may drop before that major move to the upside. It's a possibility. And it's really possible because price may also want to close up this gap that exists here at the moment before that massive move to the upside. So just watch out if that happens, if it happens that way, then what you are just concerned about is a breakout of price above this region. Even if price doesn't necessarily touch the trend line, all you are waiting out for is price to break out above this region, which is acting as a neckline. So please watch out for that, Mr. Sojo Bilano. And that's actually a swing setup likewise. All right. Madam Odanji, GBP, JPY. Now, there's been a massive drop on across JPY pairs since yesterday. You can see yesterday alone and this early this morning, this has been the drop, and I believe some correction might want to take place. So in the last couple of days, that's dropped 400 pips. Even if it will continue further, there will be some correction. There's a likelihood, let me use that word. There will be the likelihood of a correction before that happens. And currently, price is trading around a resistance turn support. So we may see some retracements before a continuation. But I'll rather suggest you don't bother much about that retracement because we don't know how far it could go. And with NFP coming out today, markets you need to trade with a lot of caution. Okay, even if at all you want to trade it, let me just guide you. This is a 15 minutes time frame. It will be more like you want to scalp. So you have a recent high here to recent low. So what you can do is this: if price breaks out above the trend line, you may just maybe take a trade up to these two levels, Fibonacci 3.6 and Fibonacci 38.2, and depending on the point of breakout, that can give you some 30 pips to just 30, 50 pips and you should be out. Yeah, even though from the Fibonacci tool, it's looking like maybe 100, but don't hang on for that long. From 30, 50 pips, you should be out of it because you never can tell there could be a drop, you know, anytime. So you can just take a slight retracement, which could be a bullish one on the GBP JPY. That's after price must have broken out, above the trend line and your RSI clearly above 50. So you can watch out for that, Madam Onaji. Okay,
Thank
crypto
you very
cash.
much, sir.
You're
God
welcome, ma.
bless you.
You're welcome, ma. Crypto cash, please check the lower time frame for Euro GB. You lower time frame, like I think I stopped on 1 hour. You want like 15 minutes. All right, let's do that. Now, this is a potential head and shoulder pattern. So regardless of the time frame, it's still the same thing. That time frame you just use, it won't change anything in the real sense of it. Until price breaks out below this trend line, you are not entering until it breaks out. So whether it's a 1 hour or 15 minutes, you know, it's not going to change anything. So the only thing is just that the time frame, maybe on 1 hour or 5 minutes, you may want to enter faster. But the most important thing is that price must break out below the neckline. This is the head and shoulder pattern forming. So you can enter any time frame of your choice. The important thing is that price must break out below. So either you want to use 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, price must break out below that trend line, which is the next. All right. I think I've attended to all the requests here. Okay, so that'll be all from the analysis this morning. Don't forget again, 2 p.m. we're going live for NFP. And also Friday this week we have CPI. So it's a massive week with a lot of live trading session. And PU Prime is also going to be organizing an agro trading webinar. Probably you'll have seen that flyer in your group. I think it's going to take place today. It's a physical session for those in Abuja for a start. Over time we'll extend it to other locations and even online. There's a lot of benefit trading agro products. Yes, it's not just about FX alone. You can also trade agricultural based product and make a lot of money. And that's why PU Prime, we're all out here to educate you, on how this financial market works and how to take advantage of different assets to make money. So if you're based in Abuja, I encourage you today, make sure you attend that, that's a free seminar, and with time, like I said, there's going to be the online version. There will be the Lagos version of it. All right. So take care and have a great day and see you by 2 p.m. for NFP. Bye bye.